Warning, in order to do this special mod for this video, you will be required to use a sharp object. So, before trying any of what you see in this video at home, make sure you have a parent or guardian permission before trying, and make sure that you're wearing protective gear. That way you don't hurt yourself and avoid any possible injury while doing this. But with all that said, let's get right into the video. What's up guys, 360 Beyblade here, and today I have a special mod video for you guys. And the mod for this video is how to give your Hasbro Beyblades, if you have any, teeth to act more like Takara Tomy Beys. Now for those of you guys who don't know, Hasbro and Takara Tomy are very different in terms of color and in terms of locking mechanisms to hold them together. Hasbro uses slopes while Takara Tomy use teeth. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to give your Hasbro Beys teeth just like Takara Tomy, and hopefully it ends up making your Beys stronger. Now I have done this in the past with some Beys like my Genesis Valtryek and my Excalius, and to prove it, I'm going to just let you guys listen. Guys hear that? Now this Bey does have slopes, but if you take it apart and actually look inside, I have given it teeth. And it is the same with Excalius. It has teeth, and they actually work. So, before we even start this mod video, we are going to need a few things. First thing you're going to need is a Hasbro Beyblade. Preferably one that you don't care about when you first try this, just to see how good you are with actually doing this mod. Second, if able, you are going to probably want a Takara Tomy Bey to kind of replicate the teeth design on how you want to make them. As you can see, there are teeth here, and you can use this to kind of base your teeth design off of. And you can either use a Takara Tomy Bey like this, that's like God. I, for one, will be using both Dual Eclipse and Zwilongness 1, because Dual Eclipse's layer can actually split apart, so trying to get the teeth accurate will be a bit easier. And with the new Gachi Beys, the Katinko chip holds the teeth, so it's a bit easier to see what the teeth are, just putting them up to the camera. So these two Beys, if you have them, or any Gatinko Bey, they will be probably your best bet if you want to try and pull this off. But you can pull this off with any TT Bey, or not use any TT Bey at all. And then the final things that you are going to need are a fine point marker. I prefer a fine point because it makes you drawing in the lines where you're going to put your teeth more precise and make it not look as bad. And the last thing you are going to need is a sharp object such as a knife. And this is where the have permission from a parent or guardian, or have them help you while doing this, comes into play, because this is very sharp and you can easily cut yourself. So if you also have gloves, I guess you could wear those too to avoid any injuries to your finger. But yeah, that's pretty much all the materials you're going to need, and I'm going to kind of demonstrate how to do this, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and the Bey we are going to be customizing for this mod is Hasbro's Wonder Valtryek from the Slingshot era. So, the first thing you're going to want to do, and this is where it gets crucial, if you have a TT Bey, you can do this easily. If you don't, you can still do it. But I'm going to start by taking my Dual Eclipse Bey layer apart. As you can see, it breaks into two pieces, and the teeth are on both sides. So, right off the bat, I can set these here and kind of use them as a little bit of a guide to where I want to put my marks to indent the teeth. Next, you want to take your Wonder Valtryek layer a part where it's just the layer here, and then if you can, just try to hold up your bay with teeth as close as you can so that you can figure out where to make your markings. And another thing that I find helps is just put the driver in the bay in the layer and kind of put it in and see which way it goes. That way you know what direction your teeth need to go and where to start. So I put it in like this, and it went this way. So I am going to start my back teeth right here. This little mark here, and I'll just put that same mark on the other side. Pretty simple. And then I'm going to take my next tooth and mark it right there. And again, you just mimic the exact same thing on the other side. And then finally, you're going to want one more tooth. Now you can space these out a bit more. I'm trying to get them as close as possible so that there is a final gap before the burst. And then that final tooth will be right about in there. Again, these are trying to get them as precise as possible. And then there we go. There are all the marks. I don't know if you guys can see them very well, but there they are. And that is what we are going to be using. So, pretty much, your TT Bay, if you used it, is no longer needed. So, we can just put this back together real quick and just put it off to the side. There we go. And now this is where the tricky part comes in. This is where we have to use the knife. So I'm going to start by making a little scratch here at the very end. Right? So there we go. The scratch is in there. And now, what we can do next is, we can take and put a little scratch in the other spot. As you can see, left a mark, and just kind of take it and mark it in the same area as the other one. Try to make these teeth as even as possible. And then the final tooth, just put the one last scratch in on both sides here. So let's we can transfer that over. There we go, got the little indent there. And so, yes, there we go. So there we go. We have a few scratches in there to kind of give us a general idea of where we are going to be digging in, and then you can either continue to slowly dig in on both sides, or you can do them individually. I find individually works, and a final tool that helps is if you take your sharp object and you start kind of just wiggling it in. It removes more area so that this little piece on the driver that sticks up can actually lodge itself in. And so I'm going to make another cut to kind of show you what will happen if you keep doing this. And one more tip before I do it. As you go, make sure you put it in and you kind of test to see how it's doing. You can do this with the disc or without it, and you can just kind of see if it's going to fit in. Because the most important part is you're going to want to have this fitting inside your little grooves that you have made. That is what's going to hold it together along with the slopes. But yeah, I will see you when I get back. Alright, so I'm back real quick, and I have made a few little indents, and I'll show you they are working. As you can start to hear it kind of click. Now they're not doing a whole lot right now, it's still mostly the slopes, so we are going to have to indent just a little bit more. So I'll be right back. Okay, so back again, and the teeth, as you guys can see, they have been dug into. This is just part of it, but if I put it together, you can actually hear it. It actually has teeth, and it makes sound just like these guys. Now, obviously, if this is your first time, you guys are going to definitely need to practice a bit more. I know I still need to practice a bit more too, but when you get it down, you can actually make some really amazing teeth for some of your bays. So that's going to do it for this quick mod of giving your Hasbro Bay teeth. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this makes some of your bays better. I know it certainly has made some of my bays better, where they're less likely to burst. And remember, you guys can also customize these bays as well, so if you don't like one driver because of its spring, you can always change it. And just by changing it like this, the teeth already sound a lot stronger. So, that's going to do it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But until next time, I'm 360 Beyblade, and I'll see you guys around.